Welcome to Click for IB Biology. We're studying C3.1, the integration of body systems. And in this particular video, we're looking at system integration, taking something of an overview of that process. There's a blank version, a PDF of this presentation, can be found linked into the description below, where you'll also find 10 questions along with the answers so that you can check your understanding and progress with this content. So let's take a look at system integration, and we're going to feature as our integrated system that of the Cheetah. So of course you may have studied already the cardiovascular system, the ventilation system, the digestive system, the muscular system, and indeed the reproductive system. And you will have studied these most likely in isolation from each other. But of course, to be a cheetah and to have all the properties of being a cheetah, these systems need to be integrated together. And through that integration emerges the biology of the cheetah, which manifests itself in its predatory behavior, its magnificent mobility, and then of course some of its physiological characteristics such as thermoregulation. So how is this system integration achieved? Well, one of the systems that integrates is that of the nervous system, which is often responding to changes in the environment through the external stimuli. And of course, that would therefore need a receptor in order for this to be detected. Such changes in the environment are detected by the receptor and then converted into nervous input, which travels along the sensory nerves to the brain and spinal cord, which together form the central nervous system. Output and response comes from nerve impulses traveling along the motor nerves or motor neurons to the effectors, often taking the form of muscles. And from that, we see the either simple or complex behavior of the cheetah, the emergent properties in response to changes in the environment. Now, the brain is responsible for much of the conscious decision-based response to stimulus. One could imagine the cheetah observing prey and taking the decision to go after that prey in a movement, mobility, which requires a response through the motor nerves. As the cheetah is moving, it will also be undertaking what we would call autonomic functions, such as balance associated with the cerebellum, but also reflex actions that we would associate with the spinal cord, and sensory information coming in through the sensory nerves and immediately out through the spinal cord, such as reflexes, we would associate as being autonomic or automatic functions. The nerves which are traveling from the central nervous system are often bundled together, an example of which would be the vagus nerve. Another system of integration is more internal, to do with organ-to-organ communication, and for that, of course, we have the endocrine system. The endocrine system, with its endocrine organs, producing hormones, secreting hormones into the bloodstream, and those hormones will travel from the endocrine gland in response to an incoming stimulus. The hormones travel through the blood, and they will then target various tissues, often multiple tissues actually, producing the response and the necessary output. So whilst we have two systems, one responding to the external changes in the environment, and then the second one, this hormonal system, with internal changes, The two are in fact integrated together even further in features such as the hypothalamus of the brain, which can have input from both the nervous system and from internal cell chemistry in the blood. So we can have chemical input to the hypothalamus, and the response from the hypothalamus can either be further nerve system output or indeed a hormonal response from the pituitary gland. So this integration is certainly in the chordates is accelerated not only by the bundling of sensory nerves, but the output from the central nervous system in the form of things like motor nerves, as shown here in the diagram, and the myelination, that is the fat cells which wrap around the axons of these motor nerves, accelerates the speed of conduction up to 100 meters per second, typically in the vertebrates. But of course, we also have unmyelinated nerves within the central nervous system as well. Invertebrates tend not to have this myelination, and their speed of conduction is restricted to a maximum of around 10 meters per second, and maximum speeds of conduction are achieved through increasing the diameter of the axon. So what we've seen is that the emergent properties of an integrated system rely upon the nervous system and the endocrine system for the coordination and integration of the function of the different body systems to achieve the overall functioning of the organism. We're going to take a look at a simple version of this relationship in the nervous system in the next video by taking a look at the pain reflex. And of course, here we also have the playlist videos along with a chance to subscribe to the channel, which is always greatly appreciated.